Hi everybody. I think I'm back. I'm not quite sure. We'll restart. Again, we are having some technical difficulties today. It's not just my streaming, it's I don't know, a whole bunch of other stuff going on today. So, we are going to I know I teased us during the week. We are going to make sublimation tote bags. And I was able to get into our normal program. So if you were watching the live from a couple minutes ago, you will know that I wasn't able to get into our normal program. And I was trying to stream from Facebook itself, and that wasn't working so good. However, I am now in our software because Facebook did not want to behave. So hopefully we make it through the rest of today's video. If you're here, and if you haven't commented already, because I know we had 2 comments on the hi Fred. We had 2 comments on the other stream. I could not see them, but I'm in here for now. So if I lose you, I will connect with you last week. However, don't worry, Fred, I lost myself too. It's all good. Last week, we had family in from Pennsylvania. We got to visit with Uncle Doug and Aunt Carolyn, and it was a good time. And we had family up on Saturday for Friday for the holiday, and we spent the weekend with them. So I wasn't here last week, and I'm sure that no one really missed me because everybody was celebrating the holiday. So today, I know some of us are here to learn how to make stuff. Some of us are here because you're interested in what we do make, and some of us might be here. Hi, Mom. Oh, Sean's here too. Hi, Sean. And don't tell me I'm too loud. I'll tell you all about Sean in a minute. But anyhow, hi, Jeff. I don't know what I was saying. I got sidetracked. Mom and Sean. Mom works with Sean, and he is a wonderful gentleman, and he calls us every evening just to say hi. So hi, Sean. I'm glad we get to watch you, or you get to watch us live. So we are here tonight, and upon all struggles, I gave us a little teaser during the week. We were going to make something. So I said, okay, who's in for what? Hi, Sherry. I knew you guys would be here. You, Fred, Mom, Josh, Jack, Mom, Griner, Shannon, you're all staples. Suzanne. So, my hair, it's all sideways. Anyhow, I was kind of giving us a little teaser, but I also wanted you to pick what we make today. So the teaser this week was, would you prefer a sublimation tote bag, or would you prefer a hand engraved picture frame? And the consensus was the handmade sublimation tote bag. So that is what we're going to make tonight. And of course, when I came up to do my prints today, the printer did not want to print. It wanted to act all hot and bothered and doesn't want to play. It's too hot in the attic. So I ended up going through my nifty little box of things that I have left over from prints. So I do have things to demonstrate and show you on the tote bags. However, they may not fit 100% until I figure out what's going on with the printer. So if you're here to learn how to do sublimation prints, I hope you enjoy our tutorial. But if you're here just to hang out, we like that too. And if you're here to see what we make and possibly get some ideas for those, they say Christmas gifts coming up, or, change into the fall season, welcome for that as well. So to make these sublimation tote bags, there is a few things that we do need. And at any point in time, please stop, comment, say you're here. Tell me, I'm being over the top, or if you have a question, or you just want to tell a joke. nice dad jokes. We like them. Feel free to comment. But in the meantime, I'm going to go over our supply list. So the very first thing you're going to need is your sublimation tote bag. These have to be at least 65% polyester or 100% polyester. Sherry said we hung our flags last week. You need to send pictures or drop them on the Facebook page. We want to see them. Yay! I love to see, I shouldn't even say I, like to see our products in use, because then other people get ideas. Hold on, I gotta have a sip of my homemade Starbucks. Anyhow, so you're going to need a sublimation tote bag, and again, it needs to be at least 65% polyester, because only sublimation ink will only adhere to a poly coating or something that is a man-made material. Or 100% polyester works best, because that is what's going to give you the brightest print. So you need a tote bag. These are 13 by 14. They're great for, shopping around town, going to the library, trick or treat bags. Just, headed out for the day. You're going to go toting around the city of Buffalo or wherever you may be, and you need like your purse and a few little things. Or, hey guys, you need to throw some stuff in the car. You can have one of these and hang it in the back seat. Yes, Jeff. Yes, Sherry. So I made Jeff one of the firework Buffalo Bills flags, and Sherry stole it right out of him and sold it on him. I'm not complaining. You can steal any flag and sell anything you want. And then I also have the mini tote bag here, and I just wanted to show you these because these are great for kids. I don't mind them either, because I can take them in the car and they might have just a few little things, and I can leave it in the car, hang it around my shifter. But these are great for kids, and they're just tiny little ones. I don't remember the size of these, but for comparison, they're smaller than a piece of paper, right? But what I like about these is I've made these for people that are going on cruises, and they've given these as gifts for the people they're cruising with to their kids. They can carry crayons to the dining room in them. If it's a boy theme, they can put their little cars in here, and it's not an oversized bag, and the kid can actually carry it with them. So these are fun ways to keep your kids engaged. Plus, if you're taking it in the car on a road trip, it is small. One thing that I would like to press on this tonight, and it was not a plan, as I said, my printer wasn't working, so I had to get into the extra prints, because sometimes you just print too much or you have oopsies. I never throw a print out, because you just never know when a time will arise that you can use one of those whoopsies or missizes on something else. So I did design this little buffalo last year to put on makeup bags, or I say makeup bags, pencil pouches for boys, except for it was too big. But as I was looking for something to print today, lo and behold, it's just the right size for these little Hot Wheels carrier bags. I was looking for something to print on these, and I found a couple different designs, and I will show them with you, but they will not fit 100%. But again, you will need a sublimation printer with ink and sublimation paper, or you will need to buy your prints already done. I do some printing for some folks, so if you're in the need of prints, let me know. However, just a reminder, if you are here to learn, and even if you're not, you hear me say this every week so you can repeat it. When you print or you purchase, you have to make sure that your sublimation print is backwards. Why do I say that? I say it every week because if you were to print this the right way, you flip it around to put it on your product. When you take it off, you're going to read it backwards. But if this is printed correctly, is called mirroring. So it's mirrored, it's going to come out fine, right? If you don't mirror this, then your product's going to be backwards. Done that many, many times, and it's a waste of ink. So something like that, I would not, as I said, throw this out. I would, and actually this is a good example. This isn't backwards, but you can see that when I lined this up, I didn't line it up very good, and the top of the dill with it is gone. But you know me, I'm thrifty. I don't want to have to waste a full print. So I literally am just cutting off the dill with it, lettering, and then I can reuse this print for something else, like a towel or whatever. And this doesn't have to be perfect, because who's going to pay attention to her little fingers? And then I'm still going to leave the y'all because it's piece y'all. So I can still use this by just doing that. So yes, if you make a mistake, sometimes it's salvageable, sometimes it's not, but I try to salvage everything that I can. So you need your sublimation ink. You're going to need some tape to tape these down to your tote bag so it doesn't move when you go to press it. Honestly, if you do a lot of pressing, you will get to the point that you know the settings on your heat press by feel, and you may not even need tape. I tend to not tape them down or flags anymore. There are things that when I'm pressing new things, I do tape them down simply because I don't know the feel of that product yet. And then you're going to need your heat press. Always a lint roller to get rid of any, fur babies or feather babies leftovers they leave around the house. And then you're also going to need some butcher paper or parchment paper and a Teflon sheet. You do put those on top of your print before you do your actual pressing, because you do not want to get ink all over your press and then have the potential for it to press onto other prints. It happens from time to time. You might forget. So we do keep a Teflon pad on ours, and also use the paper for any blowout of ink. So we're double protected. What's nice about the Teflon pad is it kind of really doesn't stick to it too well. So sublimation ink kind of just goes away with it. All right, so let's do our first bag. So I am going to, and the attic is a mess because it is hot, and we are 2 weeks out from another show. Okay. And as I said, last week, we weren't here because we had family from out of town, and we took the week off to enjoy the time with our family, and then we had a picnic at our house. We had 20-some people here. It was a good time. I hope you all had a good 4th of July. Did anybody do anything? I hope you all got to spend time with your family, but did anybody do anything that was extraordinary different that you normally don't do? And on this one, I found this print that I had printed for a wind spinner. And since we've all been about the moon wind spinners lately, I'm thinking we all kind of like them. So I found this print, and again, it did not fit my wind spinner, so I saved it because you just never know. Look, it fits perfect on our tote bag. So I'm going to use that tonight, and I'm just going to kind of line it up. Lots of people will get their ruler out, and they will go, okay, I have from here to here and here to here. My Grandpa Becker would have done that. He would have been having it all perfect. Me, I'm like my mother. I just go, yeah, it looks about right. And for the sake of showing you guys what I do, is I have tape. This is a fancy tape roller. I know, isn't it cool? It does. This is perfect for wrapping gifts too. But it has these little ridges. It reminds me of the water wheels. Uh, but inside there's a little, hi Aunt Lori, there's a little cutter here. So as you spin it, it cuts and you get the perfect size print. Why does that matter if you sublimate? You don't really need it. It does make it easier though, and I know it's very hard to see this tape, but it does make it easier when you especially are wrapping a tumbler or something that's not a flat surface like this, because you need to be able to grab that tape with only one hand. So I am just, like I said, I eyeballed it. And I'm just going to tape it lightly, nothing extraordinary. And like I said, you don't have to have the fancy tape roller. All right. So I just taped it down lightly. I am going to put this over on the press. While it's pressing, I am going to try to turn you all around so you can see what the pressing looks like. Jackson is down in his room. He got a new video game. So as you can imagine, he's all about that at the moment. Now, it's going to be difficult for me to see if you can see. All right, there you go. Like I said, the attic is a mess. We are getting ready for another show. So here is some paper. This one I've used before. You can see that it's a little dirty, so I'm not going to use that one again. But I do keep my paper because I do like to be thrifty, and I reuse it. Well, I'm not going to reuse it to press again, but I'll reuse it as paper when we're painting or gluing, because that little ink's not going to make a difference for that. So then I'm just going to push this down, and these cook at 365 degrees. Oh, and this one's too tight. You know what? I have these for the garden flags yesterday. There we go. 365 degrees for 125 seconds. And those are going to cook. And it is hot up here. So some other design ideas. Okay, it's tote season, or it's trick-or-treat season coming up. So hopefully, I think you guys can see me instead of just looking at my shirt. Everybody's thinking, okay, kids need a cute little tote bag. So last year we did them and for the kids, and we put their names on them. Got a lot of orders for those. We did some cute ones. We did little girl ghosts, and we did some that said trick or treat. We had some that wanted Michael Myers, Freddy. We had all kinds of different tote bags that were requested last year. So that is a good idea for these. Also, I do get a lot of requests for Buffalo Bills bags and other sports teams. I have had Mahomes requests in. Yes, we'll probably get Steelers Rodgers requests this year, which I don't know why anybody would want to, have a bag with the retiree. Need to retiree. But anyhow, I'm sure we'll have some of those requests as well. And we'll make anything you want. We personalize stuff all the time. But you can also do some sassy stuff. I did see a design today, and I actually was going to print it until the printer wasn't acting up right. And it was a skeleton. Skeletons are big. And she was holding an iced coffee in a book. And she said she had her hair up. She had hair in a bun, and she was a cute little skeleton. And she said, I like my books spicy and my coffee icy. I thought it was cute. All right, so this is done. And hopefully I had the pressure right. And I always take a little peek. I do double side these, but because it is hot in the attic, I probably didn't press it long enough, but that's okay. It is hot in the attic, and I don't have the air on because we are live. And when you are live, Now that you just got a 360 view of the dirty attic, when you are live, you can't hear me. All right. My friend loved her Casey wind spinner. That's great to hear, Lori. Oh, Dad said Jackson's actually doing laundry. I'm going to come back to that because I have something to tell you. So I did not have my heat press pressed enough, and that's because I had lifted it up, and of course we're live. Today's the day. Everything's going wrong. But here is our bag, and you will see. This is what happens when you don't have your press. Let's learn from our mistake. The top didn't press all the way, but you can see where I did have it tighter. It was pretty vibrant, right? But how cute, if this was printed 100%, how cute is this bag? It's adorable. I love the design. This is a trendy design. It's something different. With that said, do I throw this out? No, I do not throw this out. What do I do with this? Because again, I'm thrifty. There's no reason to throw something good like this out. I will use this for going to shows. Am I going to say, hey, look at these great bags I make? No, but I can put in this bag, like this bag that I made, and I'll come back to this bag in a minute. But in this bag is not my makeup kit. It is pens and pencils and scissors and stuff I might need when I'm doing a show, because you just never know. Why do I carry this bag? Because I printed this one backwards, like I just told you not to do. So I couldn't sell it. I use it. No one's seeing it but me and Shannon and Josh and Jack. No one cares. Aunt Lori said the wind spinner's target practice for her. Oh, you love me, Holmes. Well, so this I would use to carry all these little things, or even in the car, I would use this to keep stuff in my back seat that kind of rolls around. So no, I never throw anything out. We keep it for another use. How's everybody doing so far? Did I lose you? You guys sleeping? You awake? What are y'all doing over there? I put my paper down with my talking points. Well, I don't know. I'm not a Rodgers fan, so I guess I could take Mahomes over Rodgers, but we'll see. You know, I'm a Josh Allen through and through fan. I love me some Josh, even though he's off the market. Love myself a little Josh. What girl in Western New York most likely doesn't? All right. So just to recap, we had some great design ideas. You can even use some of the designs we put on the kitchen towels that aren't cooking specific on these. Those would work as well. Again, you can put anything on there. I do like that I can put people's names on them. Last week I did do some of these bags, and they had like Elsa on one. They had a dancer on another one. But it had the lady who ordered them. Each bag had a different character, and it had one of their grandkids' names on it. So that was I've done a lot of those, and that was fun. And then also, something else I wanted to tell you about these. If you don't do sublimation, you can do DTF. DTF is a little bit easier to use. Simply, hi Cindy. Oh, your friend likes me home. See, now you're back in my good graces, Lori. Aunt Lori, you had me scared there for a minute. Oh, you're 100% Josh fan. See, girl after my own heart. Cindy, I know you're a Josh fan too. So that's what we have for the sublimation bags. But again, if you're going to use a DTF print, it is a little bit easier to use. I do sort of use these for t-shirts, and I did not forget those who need shirts. However, you got to order shirts. But anyhow, this is what a DTF print looks like. I order these. I do not have a DTF printer. nor am I interested in getting one. These are easier to use because you do not have to print them backwards, and you can see right through the paper. So you can line this up, kind of see where it's going to be a good fit, and you press it paper down so you see what the actual product's going to look like. And these just kind of like, again, like sublimation, they do melt into the fabric. However, these will eventually wear and tear like any shirt you buy from a store. This is what stores use. Sublimation will not peel off, but it will fade with time. So 2 different options there, and you can get these in any size. These, you do not have to use sublimation ink. You can use direct to film DTF prints on any product. For context, Jeff, Sherry, this is what we use to do your Disney shirt. So if anybody was watching on the Disney, well, I didn't do a live, but we talked about them. This is what we use for the shirts that they took to Disney. Anyhow, so anybody have anything fun coming up this weekend? Oh, someone's got to have something fun they're doing. Or are we just staying in the house cool? And yes, I can drink coffee up until I go to bed, and it won't keep me awake. But I'm a night owl, so. You're all so quiet tonight. Oh, Josh said Jackson's doing laundry, and he was watering the flowers. So the flowers out front are all in bloom. I actually had to cut down the Shasta daisies yesterday, so I'm hoping they will rebloom. It's like a 50-50. Sometimes they rebloom, sometimes they don't. Josh said maybe we'll go to the Pirate Fest this week. That is a good idea. It'll be cooler by the lake. That's down in Olcott. Fred said, other veteran will fall home alone all weekend. We can come up and go to the Pirate Fest with us down in Newfane. No, not Newfane. Well, Newfane, Olcott. Just a couple hour drive, right, Fred? Aunt Laura, you're boating, which I'm sure that's what Sherry and Tony and Jeff and Jenna and everybody on that side of the family is probably doing. They're going out on the boat, hopefully, and it's nice. They'll be at camp. Weather's supposed to be good. Next week is supposed to be up in the mid to high 80s into the 90s again. I do not know why God has decided to open the gates of hell and send it to Buffalo, but he has. Yes, I am happy it is not raining, but it could just be a little bit cooler. Yeah, only 9 to 10 hours. So if you leave tomorrow morning, you'll be here in more than enough time and to get a little shut eye before we have to go down and see the pirates. Was it 2 weeks ago? Was the Mermaid Festival? They do some fun stuff up there. Ahoy, matey. I do like watching their little mock pirate fight they have going on and shooting off the cannons. It's kind of fun. You love the heat, Aunt Lori? Did you love it when you were my age or younger? Maybe there's hope for me that as I get just a smidgen older, since there's maybe 3 or 4 years between us, that it will get better and I will eventually like it. Josh said it will be snowing soon enough. Enjoy it. Oh, Fred, you could have just kept it. Because we got some of your winter, so you get some of our summer. Yeah. But our winter only lasted, maybe a week for you? We're going on week 3 or 4. But yes, Josh is right. Do not complain, because winter will be here soon enough. You know, the whole 3 months out of the year that we get to celebrate it. But at least when I'm cold, I can put more layers on. When you're hot, you can only take so much off. You always loved it. You're special. And I love you for being special. I just never was I love the sunlight. I love being outside. I just wish it would stay 72, 73 year round. So if anybody knows where there's a city in the United States, hell, it doesn't have to be the United States, it stays, roughly in the low to mid 70s year round and doesn't rain every single day like Seattle, let me know, because I'm going to look into moving there. I'm next to the St. Lawrence River. I just jump in to cool off. Well, okay, you got me there. I have to turn on the hose. Oh, get back to Jack. Yes. Thank you, Josh. So I cannot tell you, I am so proud of our son. And everybody, when I say our, I mean Josh, mine. But everybody on this call, I know you all take him as your own too. So let me tell you, a proud mama moment and a proud dad moment are not so little anymore. I don't know where this man child came from, but here he is, right? So got up this morning. Grandma comes every morning at 8:15, 8:30s. Yes, Cindy, 70s are the best. You and I'm there with you. So gets up every morning, goes to the gym. Wednesdays, he gets up, Grandma comes, takes him to the gym. Wednesdays, he gets up, he goes for an hour and a half football practice. He yesterday ran for an entire hour and a half. Coach had him running. Kids were throwing up, but he said he didn't, and he just kept it moving. Grandma picks him up every morning. They go 5 days a week to the gym. No complaints. This kid is wonderful. No complaining. He comes home yesterday from football practice where everybody was getting sick and it was just craziness because, got to be tough when you're in football and that practice is your last fourth quarter of the Super Bowl. It's rough, right? He comes home and he goes and he mows our lawn and the neighbor's lawn. First, he checked to see what the radar was. So he did that. Then he comes in, he sits down, kind of did his thing. And the next day I'm like, where is he? Because I'm working, I'm here working. He just goes and does whatever he needs to do. He's doing laundry in the basement. Now, we all know how much I love laundry, right? So he's taking it over. So he did laundry. And he's been doing laundry. He's got really good at it. And then last night, out of nowhere, I heard something going on in the kitchen. He was doing the dishes, emptying the dishwasher. Did not have to ask him to do any of those things. This morning he got up, he went to the gym. This afternoon he's doing a load of laundry now. He picked up the living room. He went outside. I don't know what he was doing out there. But this is how Jackson is. He's very into, I don't want to say cleaning, but he knows what needs done. He doesn't need to be told, and he just digs in while mom and dad are at work. It's not too many 14-year-old boys who would get really, can you lend him out? That would really take on those tasks. We were at the chiropractor a couple of weeks ago, and the chiropractor said to me, I love your son. He is like an old soul. And he has been that way since he was born. And he digs in. I would never put pressure on him for school. And he did a 97.9 average this year. Complained the one quarter was only a 99.99. Never said, okay, this is what you need. This is just what Jackson has dug in and does. So this is my public shout out, proud mama moment. But I also want Jackson to know that I'm so proud of him for just being a general overall all around great kid. And yes, I can lend him out. I don't know if he'll actually make it to you because he's too busy cleaning our house and doing our yard. But I can tell him to come on over. And he cuts grandma's lawn and he helps her with whatever she needs. Plus he's doing one neighbor now, but he was doing two neighbors. I know, right, Aunt Lori? I could have a kid who's into drugs, running the streets, not wanting to do anything. And here we have this very polite in-between man-child. So, it's my proud mom moment. Thank you. I think his parents are pretty great too, but we're like normal parents. We're, I always say I'm an asshole mama trying not to raise an asshole, right? Isn't that the saying now? It wasn't nice of me. But I try to raise them the way my parents raised me. Well, Josh is right. And he works in the attic. Oh my God, this kid is up here sweating with me most days. And he motivates me. So when I just want to sit outside and enjoy the weather, when it's in the 70s, he's like, come on, Mom, you can sit for a little bit, but then we got orders to get out. Yes, 14-year-olds are usually aliens. How did I get so lucky? The good Lord loves me and Josh somehow. Josh and I got so lucky to have such a great kid. They always say like the first one is the blessed child. Everybody has good luck and, they're sweet and they're innocent. And then the second one is a holy terror, because if you had the holy terror first, you wouldn't have had a second one. Jackson was our miracle, so we didn't get a chance to even have a second one, but it's okay. We will still take it. Did I forget anything, Josh? Did I forget anything, Sherry? Sherry, you guys at camp? Or going to camp? Going boating? Sherry, he might be more in tuned to be lent out if he could go on the water with you. Just saying. Yeah, and he's a good kid. Like I said, we had family coming from. No, you're not there. We had family from out of town, and he helped Grandma. They were staying at Grandma's. He helped Grandma get their room ready and all those good things. He's a good kid. Anyhow, I'm glad we got to hang out. I am now going to turn on the air. Check out our Etsy page. You'll take him. I'm sure you will. He'd come for the whole week, which isn't a bad idea. It just came in my mind. Okay. Go check out our Etsy page. I listed a whole bunch of new tote bags last night. No, 2 nights ago. Halloween fall themed. So those are up there. I reinstated some of our wind spinners and got I have the general post with all 32 football teams and hockey teams for wind spinners up there, so you can order any of those. So if you know someone who is a Rogers fan or a Mahomes fan, you can get those wind spinners for them as well. Like I said, Christmas is coming up. Great ideas. Again, if you're catching the replay, #replay so we can say hi. Catch you later. Everybody stay cool this coming week. Fred, God love you. Make a safe trip up here. We'll see you at the Pirate Festival tomorrow. No, I'm teasing. And Aunt Lori, stay nice and cool. Everybody else, let's do what we can, and happy craft until next week.